Hey there, I thought I'd explain my radio with a video instead of typing a million words. So for an amplifier, I have an Audio Control D6.1200. I mounted it under the passenger seat here. It runs off the house batteries. So I mounted a switch that turns it on down here. I also threw the blue wire, the amp turn on. And I also have a diode and a wire hooked up to the accessory for the factory. So when I play the radio normally, it automatically turns the amp on. The other switch down here is Mid-City Engineering 907 Rad-On kit. That makes it so you can keep the factory head unit on without the ignition being on. It uses less power that way, and it doesn't shut off after 20 minutes. We use that because we listen to a lot of satellite radio. The audio control, this knob right here, the audio control amp is a DSP, so you have a lot of functions that you can use with an iPad to get in there and adjust them. I have this set as a volume knob for my subwoofer, but if you press it and hold it, a red light will come on, and then you can switch between one of 4 modes. So you could have different EQs, or for me, I have mode 2 is where it's just the rear speakers, and they're tuned for watching movies on the iPad. And mode 4 is set to just Bluetooth streaming from the amp and all the speakers in the car. So that way we don't even have the factory unit on. Like if you flip this switch, then the factory unit instantly turns off. And now I'm only on house batteries. I use the factory speaker wires as inputs. So I just cut them and then ran 2 sets down. One is inputs going into the amp, and then one is outputs going back to the speakers. In the doors, I did have to cut the metal to get a full 6.5 inch in there. And then in the rear, I did have to bump out. It's kind of hard to tell, but there's a little bump out here to get a full size speaker in there. And then a little bit of Bondo to smooth it out, make it look good. And then right now, I don't have the amplifier in, but I wired it so the amp wire comes out here. And the plan is right now, I'm just using an old 12-inch sub that I just had in my Subaru. But the plan will be to have 2 6.5s. And it all runs off the 1200 watt amp. Sounds really good. Good luck with yours.